Hey everybody, it is Tasty Tip Tuesday. I love Tasty Tip Tuesday. I give you guys tips and then I hear conversation about the tips I've talked about for the rest of the week, and then that helps me come up with what you guys want to hear about the following week. So this week I'm talking to you about a couple things. Water intake and how important it is. I know it's such an old school subject. It's something it's like learning how to walk. You never stop hearing about how important proper posture is. You never stop hearing about the magical gift that water can give. We're gonna talk about that. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about macros today. Oh, macros. Someone told me that macros is the latest hot subject out there in the land of nutrition. It's one of those things that it's constantly on the forefront for me. So I'm like, all right, let's talk about macros. It can get complicated. Okay, so let's talk about water. Let's start with the simples. Water. So this is 8 fluid ounces. Is that true? Doesn't that look like more? I don't know. I need my bifocals. Oh no, 33.8 fluid ounces. 33.8 fluid ounces. All right, I used to say, I'm gonna drink 4 of these every day. Like a gallon of water is really good for you every day. Is it realistic? You know, for some of you, maybe you've honed the habit of water drinking, that you're not peeing every 5 minutes and you can get from point A to point B without peeing your pants. But for most of us out there, we're constantly working on hydrating our bodies. And when you start to go through the efforts of working on hydration, you are going to pee more. So until your body gets hydrated, and then you won't always be peeing every 5 minutes, I promise. I have found that instead of saying, well, I'm gonna drink 4 of these, what works really well for me is this. I drink, right when I wake up in the morning, I drink a big glass of lemon water. So I go out to the kitchen, I slice a lemon, I have a little hand squeezer, I squeeze the lemon in the juice, and then in that lemon juice I put my liquid vitamin B, and I also put my liquid vitamin D. I fill that glass with water, and then I take with that glass of water my extra strength turmeric from my joints that aren't getting any younger, and I take overall mushroom immunity complex 2 pills. So I have that glass of water every day, first thing in the morning before I do anything else. So my day begins with a glass of water. If getting out of bed and walking to the kitchen is not going to happen to you, I used to do this. I used to set that glass of water right by my nightstand, and I used to not even put my feet on the floor before I had that glass of water. So start your day with water. And then the next tip that works really well for me is I drink at least 8 to 12 glasses of water before I'm going to have a snack, at least 30 minutes. Before I'm going to eat my lunch, before I have my afternoon snack, and before I have my dinner, and before I go to bed. That's a lot of water, right? It sounds like a lot, but it's actually what we're all trying to get throughout the day. And I find that if I time it, like if I say to myself, today this was my water, I'm gonna drink 1 of these 30 minutes before I eat my snack or I eat my meal. What that forces me to do is it forces me to stay and keep hydrated, and it also forces me to pay attention to my hunger levels. Because if I have to drink this 30 minutes before I eat, I'm gonna pay attention, and I tend to not let myself get that starving, I wanna eat the ass out of a rhino hungry. So I get 2 benefits from drinking water that way. So try it. It's really amazing. Or the other thing that's worked well for me is I set little alarms, and I have a lot of clients who do this. They're setting hydration alarms every 2 hours. Get up, take a walk. It forces you to get out of that chair and off your Zoom screen. Take a little stroll around your house or outside and have 8 to 12 ounces of water. So those are little tips for water. Hydration is so important. It helps you stay more awake. It flushes out the toxins. It keeps your skin more clear. It helps you digest better. Again, I can't say enough about the benefits of flushing out the shit in your system with water. One of the major reasons we are tired is because we're dehydrated. And yet, what do? We go for the coffee and the caffeine. Drink more water. Okay, that's my little water speech for you today. All right, let's talk about macros. I contemplated teaching you guys how to actually calculate your macros. And if you want me to teach you that, I can, but I didn't want today to turn into a math quiz. What I think is most important is first that you understand what macros are, and then taking easy steps to try to figure out what are the macros that are best for you. So macros is the percentage of your daily intake, the percentage of your daily calorie intake. So let's just base this on a 2,000 calorie a day diet. Of your 2,000 calories that you're taking in, what is the percentage of carbohydrates? What is the percentage of protein? And what is the percentage of fat that you're taking in every day? Those are your macros. So your macros are your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. So first, what I suggest is to figure out how many calories you're actually eating every day. So I suggest doing a FitnessPal or a fitness tracker, some sort of nutrition tracker on your phone that will provide you that information. They have a give and take of being right and wrong. I mean, they're not like super duper accurate, but they're pretty accurate. I would say, 90 to 99% accurate. They also, a lot of them, like I use my FitnessPal. I love that app. I recommend it to my clients. Excuse me. They also have this cool thing where you can just scan the barcode. You can scan the barcode and you just hit scan and it scans the barcode and it says, oh, these are chips from Oliver's. And then it says the serving and you can adjust it accordingly. It also has a thing in there where you can create your own daily recipes. Like for my protein shake, I have it in there. It's just the daily protein shake. So I don't have to re-enter the ingredients every single day. So once you play around with it, it becomes very user-friendly. So I suggest using a nutrition tracker. And don't change a thing for the first, I would say, 3 to 5 days. Don't change a thing. Just start to log your food. Within my FitnessPal, and I can't speak to the other ones, but many of them have this feature, you can look at the daily calories, you can look at your daily nutrients, and then you can look at the macros. And it shows you this cute little pie chart. And it will say, you ate 2,000 calories today, 50% were carbohydrate, 30% were fat. It'll tell you out of that 100% where you're getting your macros. After you figure out how many calories you're eating, then sit down with someone who can help you and figure out, what are your goals? If your goal is weight loss, if your goal is to have more energy, what's the goal? Maybe your goal is to get more calories. That's a great goal. And then take a look at your macro percentages. A lot of us tend to say, oh, I eat tons of protein. I'm willing to bet that most of you out there don't get more than 15% protein every single day. I'm willing to bet. We tend to be, when we log, we tend to be much lower in protein than we think. We tend to be much higher in carb and fat than we think. So for me, then once you figure out what your goal is and you figure out your macros, then you can adjust in my FitnessPal. Like mine is adjusted and it says, I want my macros to be at, I'm 35% carb, I'm 35% protein, and the rest is from fat. Everybody is different. Sometimes I'm 35% fat, I'm 35% protein, and I'm 40% carb. Like mine varies depending on what my goals are and most importantly, how you're feeling. So play around and take note of where you're hitting throughout the day. So it'll allow you, most of you, to eat more. Like I'll look at my tracker at the end of the day right before I eat dinner and I'll realize like, wow, so I've eaten most of my fat because, you guys, if you watch my nutrition tips, I don't have a problem getting my fat. I like my avocados and my nuts and my oils. So pretty much by the end of the day, I'm at 35% fat, which is around 48 grams of fat a day for me. That it works really well for me to keep me satiated, keep me energized, keep me from craving what I don't need, things like that. Once I get above 50 to 52 grams of fat, I tend to feel like sluggish, like I'm just like, that's how I feel. And I only know this because I've played around with the numbers. When I eat under 40 grams of fat, I am starving, I can eat the ass out of a rhino, and I want a bag of Twizzlers. So it's a definite window for me. And again, the more you pay attention, the more you play around with how you feel, the more you're gonna know. So at the end of the day, I typically have leftover protein, grams and calories, and I have leftover carbs. So I can load up on my vegetables or I can have an extra bit of protein. So within that, trying to eat within a macro. And you know, by the way, you guys, there's no hardcore evidence out there that eating macros is any better or worse for you than eating straight up calories. Let's say your goal is weight loss. You know, let's say you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to eat 2,000 calories. For my professional and personal opinion, I do think getting familiar with your macros is much better than just a straight up caloric intake, because again, you want to know, where are your calories coming from? Those days you feel amazing, why do you feel amazing? When you don't feel hungry, when you feel energized, when you can go to bed not craving something, what did you do that day? Take note. So I'm all about the macros, and whenever I pay attention to my macros and dial in for a couple of weeks, I always feel and perform much better, and I sleep better. So today I had my protein shake. It's all gone. Yummy, yummy. This was with a cup of oat milk and some water and just straight up protein. But with that, I also had my greens. So this has an MCT fat in it. So within my green shake and my protein, I got good carbs, I got good protein, and I got good fats. Again, a macro balanced meal, whether it's a snack or a meal. Then I had my meal, which I'm still working on. Oh, yummy. This was 2 hard-boiled eggs and spinach and just a little bit of sweet potato. Probably like, I bake 3 potatoes a week. This was probably a quarter of a potato. Really, it's like 3 tablespoons of sweet potato. It's all I need, and it doesn't send me over my carb intake. My snack, oh, I wish the scoop was on top. It's raspberries over non-dairy yogurt. And within the non-dairy yogurt, I'm trying non-dairy yogurts this week because I'm trying to get more just healthy snacks in my diet, but I don't do great with dairy. So non-dairy yogurt is a really good alternative. In this, I added a little vanilla extract, and I also added a scoop of plain collagen protein and some cinnamon spice. And I just whipped that up in the yogurt, and I put the raspberries on top. I added the collagen protein because non-dairy yogurt does not have a lot of protein in it. It's like 2 grams, it's nothing. It does have its good fat though. And then I've got my big salad, which is just butter lettuce, sprouts, carrots, red bell pepper, half of an avocado, and that's it. And then I'll have dinner tonight. So that's my day. Those are my macros and what they look like. So if you guys have questions, oh, and a hard-boiled egg in case I need a snack. This is the perfect food. Do you guys know the egg is pretty much the perfect food? It's a perfect protein, and it has its essential fats in it. This is a great little source of power. All right, if you guys have questions about macros or comments, please comment below, share your experiences. I would love to hear what fitness trackers you guys are using, and we can dive more into macros next week based on the questions you guys have. All right, pay attention to how you feel. Remember, regardless of who and what you're getting your information from, the best source of knowledge is you being witness to how you feel, good or bad, and making the adjustments accordingly. I'll see you guys next week.